welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this really awesome red truck fall wreath using mostly items from the Dollar Tree and one item from Hobby Lobby. So stay tuned and I will show you how to make it.
Alrighty, y'all, let us get started. So first off, what you're going to need, one of these mason jar signs. These came from the Dollar Tree. And you're probably saying, well, why are you using that? Because they had those out about a month ago. Because a lot of people buy up, if you're like me, you buy up a whole bunch of stuff from the Dollar Tree and then figure out what to do with them later. Also, I know that it is almost Halloween, but I still have a ton of fall stuff that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm trying to use up what I have over here in these boxes. So you're going to need this sign. You're also going to need a 14-inch wire wreath form. This is from Dollar Tree. And you're going to need some mesh. This mesh comes from the Dollar Tree. You're going to need 6 rolls total. I have 2 red, 2 gold, and 2 brown. As you can see here, they are 6 inches wide by 5 yards long. You know, just in case you want to use another brand of mesh, you can kind of, you know, figure up your measurements, okay? So let me cut the tag off this. I should have already done that, but I wanted y'all to see the size. All right, so what we're going to do first is get this out of the way. And then you're going to take your mesh and you're just going to get it started, and then you're going to lay all 3 colors like directly on top of each other. So there is the red, there is the brown. I'm just trying to keep these ends somewhat even. And then here is the gold. And then what I do is I just knock these rolls down in the floor. And then I let this hang over the edge of the table. Why? Because it helps to keep it straight. You don't want your mesh to really twist up, okay? Because then it's going to make it difficult to pull the little poofs apart. And I'll show you what I mean here in a minute. So now that you have all of your mesh layered, you're just going to take the end and just scrunch it up a little bit. And then take a pipe cleaner and wrap it around it. And then fasten it. Make it really, really tight, okay? Because this pipe cleaner here is what's going to hold your tail end down to your wreath form. And you don't want your tail end popping loose. Loose tails are a bad thing. So now I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to trim off these little bitty frayed parts right here. I left my good scissors in the living room and I don't feel like going in there to get them right now. So that's why I'm using those. Okay, so I have my mesh straight over here. So now we're going to take our wreath form. And you see this line here and this line here. This here is a section. And we're going to be working around the 2 center bars. See, there's 4. We're going to be working around these 2. Now, if you're using a form that does not have 4, just pick whichever ones you want to work around. So now we're going to take our pipe cleaner. And this is a whole pipe cleaner. I did not cut it in half. And I'm just going to wrap it around the 2 right there. And then let's give it a good twist in the back. Why am I not cutting my pipe cleaners in half like I normally do? Well, because for me, with the poofiness, once you get a lot of the poofs put on, for me, it's just easier to maneuver with the bigger pipe cleaners. Now, as you tie that down, you can go ahead and start trimming away your pipe cleaner ends, or you can wait and do that at the end. It doesn't matter. And then you put them in your tiny little garbage can that you also got from the Dollar Tree. Look, it's got little wheels on it. But now that you have your mesh attached, take your tail end and tuck it down. Just scoot it all the way over to the edge like that. See? It comes into contact with that little bar and it won't scooch around anymore. So now you want to take your mesh and you're going to come over about 8 inches or so and hang on to it like that. And then take your pipe cleaner and wrap it around. Give it a good twist to hold it really, really tight like this. And then we're going to fasten it to the frame one more time around the 2 center ones. Okay, just like so. Pull that and give it a really, really good twist in the back. And that is a poof. Just slide it over until it touches the other one. Now you can take your mesh and just pull it apart. See, there is the red. Let's see. Let's put the brown in the middle. Just pull them apart. Just kind of mess with them a little bit. Spread them out. And there is your little triple poof. 3 pieces of mesh for 1 poof. Now I know it's going to look bad when you get started, okay? But once you get your wreath more and more filled in, it's going to look a lot better, okay? Just keep working on it. Don't worry about what it looks like right now. It's going to get better. Now take another pipe cleaner, and from that one that you just tied down, go over about another 8 or 9 inches, and then wrap another pipe cleaner, and you're going to make another poof. And that's all you're doing for your whole wreath. Scooch it over, and then take this and just tie it around those 2 center rings right there. Tighten it down like so, and then spread out your mesh like that. So you can kind of see the importance of keeping your mesh kind of flat. And that's why I like to let it hang over the side of the table. It really helps. It's just your poofs won't look as nice if your mesh is, you know, all twisted up and then you're trying to separate them. So there we go. And then just scooch it over like that. See? Just scooch it over. Now for each little section, you're going to have 6 of these, okay? So keep on working all the way around the wreath form. Bring it over, put on your pipe cleaner, tie it down until you have 6 in the section, okay? So I'm going to keep working on this, and then when I get to the end of this, I'm going to show you how to tie the end down, and then we're going to get started again with the other set of mesh rolls that I have, and then I'll turn you loose, and then we'll come back and attach the sign. All right, so as you can see here, see, it looks a lot better once you start getting a lot of your poofs put on there. See, it looks a heck of a lot better. So now I'm at the end of the mesh, and this will be poof number 6 for this section. I've already wrapped the pipe cleaner around it, and I've trimmed off the ends. So now I'm just, would you stop? Just wrapping it around the center too. Make sure your tail's tucked down. Then give it a good twist. Get out of the way. Now my tail's in the way. My tail's on camera. All right, twist the pipe cleaner. There we go. I've already kind of got that one spread out a little bit. All right, there we go. So now we're at the end. And now you're just going to attach the new mesh just like you did at the beginning. Just like you did at the beginning. See, isn't that so cute? All right. See, it looks a heck of a lot better. So now I'm going to reattach the other mesh. I'm halfway done. I'm going to keep going all the way around until it's completely full, and we'll come back and put on our sign. Okie dokie, y'all. So I have all of my mesh on, and this is what it looks like. Now we're going to start working on the ribbon. I don't know exactly how much ribbon I'm going to use on this, but when I'm done, of course, I'll tell you. But I have this ribbon from the Dollar Tree. I know I'm going to have plenty because I buy the ribbon by the case on the website. Look in the description box, and I will pin a comment to please use my affiliate link if you do any of your shopping. It really does help out. But yeah, I'll order the ribbon by the case. So as of right now, I have 2 rolls of this, and then I have this ribbon that I got from Joann's. This is, oh my gosh, there's not even a size on here. Anyway, you can see. Yeah, there is. Oh my gosh, 7/8 inch. Woohoo! And there's 12 feet on this spool. Oh, it's sparkly. Look, it has some, can y'all see it's got some glitter on it? But I'm going to be using this because the sign has a bit of burlap on the top. I'm going to be, eek. I'm going to be using this and the ribbon from the Dollar Tree. So this is a little bit of the leftover mesh that I had. And the way that I measure my ribbon for this is twice the width of the ribbon. I mean the mesh. Okay, so I just measure that 1 and 2. And then we're going to cut that. And then do the same thing. Stop it! And then do the same thing for this ribbon. I really do need to get up and go in there and get my good scissors. And then we're just going to cut a V in the end, a dovetail, like so. And then I'm going to do that to this burlap looking stuff as well. And this is wired. The ribbon's wired. I'm wired. Y'all know how much coffee I drink. Now, when I get everything put together, I do use that crystal clear, what is it, like the triple thick crystal clear glaze spray from Krylon to seal the wreaths. I get a lot of questions about that, and that is the kind of spray that I use to seal the wreaths. I get everything put on there, everything, and then I give it just a couple light coats of that spray, and that stops the fraying with the ribbon. Instead of having to go through with the ribbon, you know, and use a lighter to seal everything. I don't like doing it that way. All right, so now we're going to take our ribbon. We have our big piece here and then the burlap piece right there. Just kind of scrunch it up together. Try to keep it as centered as possible. And then take a pipe cleaner and wrap around it. And that's going to hold everything together. And that is your little ribbon bundle. Okay. Let's get that out of the way. Now you're going to take your wreath, and wherever you want to put your ribbon bundles, just start fastening it down to the wreath form. So you're just going to kind of move your poofs here and still going around the two center rings there. Just feed the pipe cleaners through. You're going to drop one in to make yourself look stupid. There you go. There you go. All right, now give it a good twist in the back. And then that holds it down. You can put as much ribbon as you want to in these little bundles. I just like to use one piece of the wide and then one piece of the narrow like that. Now you can make as many bundles as you like. I think what I'm going to do, like I did on my Halloween triple poof wreath, is just every third poof. And that usually is plenty. If you do like every other poof, sometimes that's way too much. You don't even get to see the mesh. It's just all ribbon. So I think I'm going to go like every 3 poofs. And that's kind of hard to count. You can just cram them in whenever you want to. So there's 1, 2, 3, and then I'd put another one right there. So I'm going to continue making these and just putting them on the wreath all the way around, and then we'll put on the side. You know what I did? I thought that my camera was recording, and it was not. But you didn't miss much. All I was talking about was how this sign here, I wanted to spruce it up a little bit, okay? Now this here is just like this raffia straw stuff that you can get from Hobby Lobby. It comes in a 3-pack brown, orange, and gold. Y'all know this stuff. And then I took just a few pieces of each color. I tied a knot. And then I just glued it down to the sign right here, okay? And then what I'm doing is I'm just braiding it. And I'm going to wrap it around and glue it to the very bottom of this. Like this is supposed to be the lid. I'm just going to glue it right around the bottom of this, you know, just to add a little bit more depth and texture, because you have all of this beautiful stuff going on down here and then it's just burlap. You know, and I don't really like that. And I wasn't going to show the braiding process because I assume everybody knows how to braid, but when you have your 3 strands, you just take your outer strand, go over the middle. Outer strand, go over the middle. Outer, go over the middle. Outer, go over the middle. Just like that. Now I'm gluing this down as I go. It's kind of helping to hold it in place so it don't flop around everywhere. And then once I get to the end, I'll just take the piece and glue it around the back, and then that'll be done. Yeah, I'm really mad that my camera wasn't even recording. I just hit the record button real quickly, and I wasn't even paying attention to the flashing light to see whether or not it was flashing or not. That's my fault. But like I said, nothing really in depth that you missed. This is a low temp glue gun. Why am I using that one instead of the regular one? Well, because here in a minute, I'm going to be gluing on one of these little foam pumpkins. And the low temp gun works a whole lot better for that than the high temp one. So that's why I'm using that. Yeah, I'm really irritated that my camera wasn't recording. I should have looked, you know. That's my fault. But it's been a heck of a day. It's been a heck of a week, you know. It feels like this week has lasted about 10 years already. Gosh. But anyway, I'm just going to continue braiding this until I get to the end, and then I'm going to wrap it around the back and glue it down. Alright, so I have my pipe cleaners glued on all 4 points of the back of my sign, and this is what that little braided part, ooh, I need to glue that down. Yeah, I need to fix that. And this is what the little braided part looks like. See, I think that looks so much better. And now what I want to do is just take a handful and I want to tie a bow. I'm going to get that sign out of the way. I want to tie a bow and then we're going to put a little pumpkin in the center of it. So let me find something. Oh, I have some paintbrushes over here. Give me the paintbrush. I'm just going to tie this around this paintbrush. And this stuff, I guess my arms are extended here. I would usually be doing this, you know, like kind of down in my lap. There we go. Tie it right there so I can slip it off of there pretty easily. Let's just tie that. And now tying the bow. Come on now. There we go. I'm just going to pull the tails. Let's see the size of our pumpkins here, because I'm going to be cutting this pumpkin in half. Yeah, that looks okay. And then I'm going to fluff this part out here in a minute, okay? It'll look better when I'm done. All right, so let's take, I'm just going to trim off some of the excess ends here. Okay, just slip it off of that paintbrush. And now just fluff up the loopy loops. So I pull this down, make it look a little better. There we go. Trying to fluff this up. And don't worry about this, the way the knot looks in the center, because this little pumpkin's going to cover it up. All right, so let's take these here. And I'm just going to spin this a little bit, because see how this is painted here and then it's painted up onto the little piece of metal. If you just try to pull it out there, a lot of times you're going to pull off the whole bottom of your pumpkin. There we go. I'm going to cut that in half. I'm going to drop it first. Put it right there, and I think that'll look okay. Okay, the little stem's acting weird. Usually I have a knife to cut this, and I don't see my oh, you know what? I have a throwing knife here. I have a throwing knife. I'm just going to cut a little bit of the back part off here. Just gently pressing, gently, so I don't tear up my little pumpkin. There we go. I'm just going to cut the back off gently. There we go. I'm afraid I'm going to tear up my little pumpkin. I don't have a whole lot of these left, y'all. Okay. So now where'd the sign go? Here we are. Put that back. Okay. Let's see which way I want my bow to face. This looks okay. So now I'm just going to put... Let's put it right there so that the tails don't really cover up a lot of the words hello fall. I don't know. It's probably going to cover up some of it anyway. Or I can put it in the center. There we go. What y'all think? Yep. I didn't give you time to answer, but that's where I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it right here in the center. So I'm just going to pump a whole bunch of hot glue. A whole bunch. Okay. Let's get this into place here. Just want to fluff this out. There we go. There we go. Much better. Okay, I'm just going to squish that down and hold it. There we go. You know what? I might should have used a bigger pumpkin. No, that might be too big for the bow. I have some bigger ones sitting over here on the table. And I think that might be just a little bit too big. So let me... There we go. All right, so now I'm going to put the glue here. Look at that little strand sticking on my glue gun. It wants to make its appearance. Let's see. Yeah, I know, I get glue all over my fingers. It don't hurt. At least to me, it don't hurt. I'm going to glue that down. There we go. Bring that down a little bit. And I'm going to tuck this down. You see all this right here? I don't know if you can really see it, but I'm going to tuck that down a little bit more, and I'll fix that with some hot glue. But I think... Yeah, you can still see the hello fall there. And I'll still work with this here in a little bit. But let's get this glue gun out of the way. And here is the actual wreath. See, I have all of my ribbon on, and I know it doesn't look like much right now. But once you get your sign on, and then you can go back and you can fluff up all of your ribbons, it's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. So you just want to kind of put your sign wherever you want it, and then you're going to take your pipe cleaners and just run it down in between your little bundles of mesh here, wrap it around your wreath form, and then tighten it up in the back. So I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to run this one down here. Now, I don't like to tighten everything up really, really tight right off. I'm just going to fasten it so it's just kind of loose, you know, until I can get everything in place, and then I'll go back and I'll tighten everything down. Let's see, there's that. I think I got it. Yep, I got it. Now let's just get the sign more in place. That looks okay. And then I'm going to go diagonally and fasten this one down. It's easier with round signs, but like rectangular or square signs, I kind of like to go corner to corner. All right, so let's fasten this right here. And then I'm going to tighten the other ones down. So let me fasten this. And let me fasten the other ones down. Now I'll see if there's anything else that I want to add to it. So my sign is on, and I think that's all that I want to put on here. I was thinking about putting some other little pumpkins and then maybe a bow. But you know what? With all of this going on up here, I don't want a bow on it. I think I'm just going to leave it just like this. Now the only thing to do is to go back, fluff up your ribbon, you know, get everything into place the way that you want it. With this stuff here, I've used a lot of different brands. I have used some that are all natural, and then I've used some that are dyed, and this, I believe, has been dyed. So for your scraggly ends here, what you can do, I like them like that, so I'm just going to trim it down a little bit and then leave it. If you can, or if you want to, you know, you can just kind of keep wrapping it around your finger and squishing it together. That helps to tame it a little bit. You can take the end of your hot glue gun and just kind of, you know, rake it under there. That'll help to straighten it out a little bit. If it has not been dyed, you can very, very lightly spray it with water. Very lightly spray it with water. And then, you know, straighten it out, let it dry, and it'll be okay. But like I said, if it's been dyed like this stuff has, the colors will run and make a mess. So, there we go. So that's pretty much all that there is to this one. You stick around after the video. I will have a photo where you can see it again. I know you've already seen it at the beginning, but I'll put up another photo. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this one. If you would, give it a thumbs up. Click subscribe. Check me out on other forms of social media, the least all of which will be in the description box down below. And I hope to see y'all next time. Bye!